Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to Super Smash Bros. Last time we actually finished off the first difficulty of one player mode. We did very easy twice, and I think that is more than enough, so starting from today we are going to crank up the difficulty. However, of course, there's a couple of other things I can actually go over, and that's something I could also do today. There's actually a second thing in data mode that I actually didn't cover, and that is the versus record. Pretty relevant right now, since I actually did a couple of versus matches in between episodes, and therefore we can show this off. In order to unlock one of the things in this game, we actually need to do 100 versus matches, so that's also something I'm working on. And here on the records you can actually see who battled against who, and how many times you've battled with a certain character, how many times you actually beat a certain character. But if you press right, we can actually also see it in ranking form, seeing how many times certain characters have won matches, how many KOs they've gotten, how many times you've played with them, use percentage and stuff like that. You can also shift around which statistic is actually on top. As you can see, you can actually shift around all of the different statistics, creating different kind of lists. Nothing too special, but it is an option. And the final one is probably the most interesting one. That's actually all of the characters individually. Also keeping track of them. Seeing what their total ranking is in all of the used characters. The percentage, attack total, damage total. And the results against other players. Stuff like that. Nothing too important, but at least I can say I've shown it off. Next up, we are going to pick our next character. Like I said, we're going to play easy, but who we are going to play with is once again going to be random. Which I'll simply pick by doing this, and at some point stop. And whoever it stops on is who I'm going to play with. Say hello to Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong and Mario started out as arch rivals, but they have patched things up in recent years. These days, DK spends his time searching the jungle for bananas instead of kidnapping beautiful maidens. In the past few years, other members of the Kong family have cashed in on DK's fame as well, including his favorite nephew, Diddy. Known titles, of course, Donkey Kong, the very game where it started with, Donkey Kong Country, the first actual platformer game Donkey Kong got, and also an appearance in Mario Kart 64. As a Mario spin-off character, of course. Stuff like that also happens with him. And that is apparently going to be our next character. Let's get back in. Alright. Donkey Kong is apparently our character of choice. Second character in the game officially. And we're also going to play on the second difficulty. The difficulty is going to get cranked up to green. And to get started, let's go put the maximum stock in. And see if we can see a difference when it comes to how good the computer players are. And this might turn a little bit more interesting. And in the meantime, I'm talking about Donkey Kong, who's pretty big in this game, I must say. Definitely the biggest character by far in this game. Giving him a lot of range. A lot of powerful attacks, because he's very big and therefore also very strong. That sounds pretty logical. But also be careful, because he's also a big target. So whenever you get attacked, the other fighters might have an easier time actually hitting you as well. And I'm pretty sure I did not aim it that way, but as long as Link goes flying, I don't really mind. Starfish, apparently. Awesome. Alright, Donkey Kong as a fighter, I must say, is a character that did change up a lot in later Smash games. Most of all is regular attack set. When it comes to special attacks, that has not really changed. Pretty much all of his attacks are still intact when it comes to that. The regular attacks really feel different compared to how it goes in other Smash games, even starting from Super Smash Bros. Melee. But the fact that you can actually pick up opponents and carry them around with Donkey Kong, like this, it's actually still one of my favorite things to do. That is also something that has not changed, so pretty awesome attack. Even when it comes to his grab move, even there, Donkey Kong proves how powerful he is. And how appropriate the hammer actually drops for me. Also an item that appeared in the very first Donkey Kong game, of course. Very appropriate for this monkey to start swinging it around, finally. Normally it's the other way around. It's Mario actually carrying that thing. Right, one more Yoshi. Let us pound you, just like Link. Donkey Kong's ultimate attack. Oh, Smashless apparently. Well, I can remember actually using Smash attacks, but apparently I missed all of them, so... I still get the bonus for Smashless. Interesting. Alright. Next up, battle of our furry little friends. Even though technically not the only ones, because Pikachu is also one. But Fox and Donkey Kong are the only furry friends who actually wear clothes. Even though in the case of Donkey Kong it's only a tie, but still. He at least is wearing something. Oh, awesome. Let me try something out, actually. Yeah? Okay, didn't kill him. It's actually one of the few bonuses I did not... Oh, help! Get yet, so... Let's see if it still counts. Yeah, there it is. R-Wing clear. That's also a bonus I actually did not get yet. But whenever Fox actually gets thrown off the stage with his own R-Wing, that will also give you a bonus. Not a very valuable one compared to certain others, but still. Nice that we were finally able to show it off. Next up, the first actual new content for today. A new Break the Target stage. Donkey Kong's is actually pretty basic, as you can see. Just a handful of platforms. And a lot of targets surrounding them. It should be pretty easy. There's not a whole lot of characters in this game where the Break the Targets are actually really tricky. Most of the tricky ones actually appear with the secret characters. You can actually imagine those are a little bit more complex than the regular ones. But we'll be seeing those last, obviously. Here is Donkey Kong's. Alright, perfect. Let's move on to stage 4. Our old arch rivals, the Mario Bros. How it all got started. Mario versus Donkey Kong. Back in the early 80s. Can you imagine? That was a game that I was actually able to let's play in one episode. Because I actually own the NES version of that arcade game. Even though it's a little bit of a shortened version of the original Donkey Kong arcade. It actually did not include 50M, the second stage. But still, it was a one episode let's play back then. Ooh, awesome! Did not think that would work actually, but I'm pretty glad it did. That was one awesome finish. Okay, let's go beat up the final furball in this game. Even though we also need to beat ourselves in the next stage. Alright, let's go. Use our charge move again. Would be a nice challenge, trying to beat every single character with the charge move. Although I also did not beat Fox with it, so let's go try and blow you up then. Bye, Pikachu. Getting killed by your own type. And who said electric types aren't super effective against other electric types? Even though self-destruct is a normal type move, I know. But that is also officially not super effective against electric types. Not here in Smash. Okay, we're being assisted by the Puffball team, it looks like. Kirby and Jigglypuff. Big downside to those two is of course the fact that they can easily be launched. The smaller a character is, the easier it is to launch those characters. So... Oh. You have a big mouth, Kirby. Yeah, don't mind me if I actually don't talk about the Kirby heads quite yet. All of the copy abilities Kirby can get in this game by copying the other fighters. You can imagine that is going to happen the moment I play Kirby myself. Then I'm obviously planning on trying to get all of the copy abilities in the game. Kirby died just before DK. So there goes my bonus. Oh, but I do get another new bonus I did not get yet. Booby Trap. That's actually the bonus you get if you finish the stage with the motion sensor bomb. And that is pretty obvious. Alright, next bonus stage. Board the platforms. Let's go see if Donkey Kong's is a pretty interesting one. Once again, just like with Mario and Pikachu, also a pretty linear one. Just one giant path, it looks like. Only in the end it splits up. Yeah, but I think I know which order I need to do it in, looking at things. Alright, let's go. This part's easy. Here's some moving platforms. Oh, and be careful for the stuff you see down there. The yellow, red, black stuff. It's not a German flag. It's actually some sort of lava, you might say. You actually get burnt if you touch that. So be careful. It's not something you can walk on. Nope, barely. Right. And the last one's all the way over there. This actually requires a double jump, plus a lateral recovery move, and you can get on it. Completing another break the targets and board the platforms. Both of them will count. Alright. Okay. Unfortunately, once again, a regular Kirby. Like I said last time, it is actually possible whenever you start unlocking characters for the final Kirby to appear as one of the secret characters. So technically you could be wearing a Captain Falcon or a Jigglypuff head right now. But apparently, looking at the introduction screen of the match, it was still a regular Kirby. Hopefully we're actually able to see all four of them the moment we have all of them. Because the Kirby heads is something, of course, I'm also not able to show off. All of the secret characters, with the exception of one. But Captain Falcon and Jigglypuff, as you may have seen already, don't appear in the one-player game. Oh. Awesome shield. Okay, I need to be careful, because now I'm actually starting to die already. I'm halfway through with these guys and I'm already at 169. It's actually the first battle where I'm really starting to notice it's a little bit more difficult. Bam! I must thank the audience for their everlasting support. Alright, besides the no-miss combo, the Kirby ranks was actually the only bonus I got here, so it was not a very good match. It's already noticeable by the fact that I got really high damage here. I must thank Donkey Kong for being so big, and therefore he's also hard to launch, even at high percentages. That actually was the first time things really started to become more difficult. But hopefully Samus, because of her being alone, something I can actually deal with a little bit better. Come on, Donkey Kong. If you're successful enough today, I might even start thinking about the Donkey Kong 64 project finally happening. The game's really going to be hell to let's play, I can already tell. Oh, Donkey Kong 64. Even though one of the best games ever made, it's also a very tedious game to play, if I need to be honest. In that sense, I think Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion are going to be easier to play, Samus. But at least we've got ourselves another asset clear. Samus started flying again. Oh, and Smashless again. Interesting. Apparently I'm good at using smash attacks, missing them, and eventually getting the stage done without connecting a single smash. But I think when it comes to Metal Mario, I can't get around it. This guy is really difficult to get off the stage. Now the difficulty is a little bit higher. He's probably going to attack me more, so... Okay, using down special is really good cheese for this guy. Oh, come on. So far he's not doing a whole lot other than walking. So. And grabbing. Okay, good one. And he's already down, okay. That went a lot smoother than I thought it would. No item bonus, always nice to get. Usually something you get if you're done with your match pretty quickly. Because items usually do need some time before the first one starts dropping. Right, let's go. Yeah, also good. Careful with this guy down here. Captain Falcon, apparently. One of the fastest runners in the game, so... Right, this part can be tricky because of Donkey Kong being so big. We got past that as well. Go away, Mario. Yeah, here we go. Let's do a slide. As if playing a baseball game. Sliding for home base. Awesome. Fighting Polygon team. Always so epic to meet this match. Even though fighters who cannot use any special moves can still be pretty tricky. The previous team match against Kirby team almost destroyed me, so I'm kind of fearing these guys. Even though I can actually get them off the stage pretty easily, of course, but they will attack me a lot more. And since there are 30 of them, eventually can wear me down. That's the thing I need to look out for the most. Probably something I can still get away with here on easy, but you can imagine, because of there being 3 difficulties above this. Oh, hammer. That's a sacred item in a match like this. Give me that. The good thing about the hammer is the computer players are actually programmed in such a way that they will not attack you the moment you have a hammer. They will only try to avoid you. Therefore, the hammer is not just a good way to get them off the stage, it is also a good way to protect yourself, since they won't attack back. They never do. Not even on the highest difficulties. Oh, come on, stupid Jigglypuff. Let's go use the home run bat. I was talking about baseball for a moment. Oh, the stupid computer player actually stole it from me. I guess I'll use a Pokeball. Oh, Clefairy. Clefairy is actually known for using Metronome, and therefore saying it can actually mimic any random other Pokemon in the game. In this case it was actually mimicking Meowth, who was using Payday. But that's actually the way Clefairy works. Next up we're going to play some baseball. I was doing a slide towards home base already, so that's also better up. Bam! Even though really difficult to connect, the moment you are able to connect the smash attack with the home run bat, the most powerful weapon in the game. Oh, let's make sure I don't get knocked out of the park. Awesome. Okay, that went a lot smoother than the Kirby team, so hopefully there's still hope for me. Donkey Kong is in all honesty one of my better characters in the game, so I'm actually fearing the next easy mode playthrough a little bit more with another character. Unless another good character gets picked, but we'll see that next weekend. First we need to play Donkey Kong against Master Hand to finish it off for him. Master Hand is also going to be a little bit different compared to very easy. Even though the differences are small, you can actually notice it by the fact that he attacks a little bit quicker. Emphasis on a little bit, because the difference is not very noticeable. And his attack will actually also become a little bit more powerful. Everything that hits you will actually do a little bit more damage. And even for that I think the difference in the later games is a little bit bigger. As in Super Smash Bros. Brawl I can really remember the difference between the easiest and highest difficulty there. It's really noticeable. Whenever playing on Intense, which is the highest difficulty there, Master Hand is actually able to knock you off the stage in one hit. I can already give away without telling too much about very hard here. Even though it is difficult, Master Hand is not able to kill you in one hit in this game. He can in other Smash games, so. But even here, the difference is already present. Very small now, because the difference between easy and very easy is of course not very great. But the further we get, the more difficult this guy will also become. But here on easy, still pretty doable. 73% damage, not too bad. Alright, let's go add up the final bonuses. Easy clear being worth 140,000 points. Definitely a lot more than very easy clear. So even though a little bit trickier to get bonuses in the other stages, the final bonus you will get makes it worth it. Still getting over 1 million points. So our big ape friend, even his doll is very big. He is done for now. Let's close the door one more time. Let's skip the credits once again. Even though you can technically already read it, I know, if you look close enough. But officially we're skipping. You received the next incredible because of beating 1 million points yet again. And Donkey Kong in this little artwork. And for some reason we see his backside in the background as well. Pretty weird congratulations screen, if I need to be honest. But hey, it is what it is. That was Super Smash Bros. Part 4. Third character actually covered. Before next time I will actually play some more versus matches. You've seen a couple on screen, but most of them we're going to do off screen, of course. Since I need to play 100 in order to get one of the unlockables here. Which is pretty easily done. Just pick 2 characters and put the match on 1 stock. Put the damage ratio really high, so the match is over really quickly. And that way you can easily grind to 100 matches. But see you folks next time. Next time we'll continue. Treecks out.